In Austria was a crown land ruled by a duke. Aurora was his daughter, child of a Duchess Mysterious, beloved by her father. He raised the girl alone. They were rarely apart, till the Duke felt lonely and misplaced his heart. It was the Great Friday before Easter 1895. Players performed for the Duke, his new bride at his side. That night, Aurora went to sleep. The fire burned down low. She caught a chill that spread. Her skin was cold as snow.
Hi everyone!
Hey, hey!
Welcome back to our channel today.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a brand new throwback game review for you, and we appreciate you stopping by. Today's game is...
Child of Light.
Yeah, so Child of Light is a pretty interesting game, but before we get into this review, just a reminder, there are going to be spoilers ahead. And as always with our throwback review videos, this was recorded on a PS4 Pro, what you're seeing right now. Yeah, so let's kind of get into this 2D RPG. Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like the story. It's very simple.
Yeah.
I think it's good for children to play game. This is like not very bloody or violent, something like that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very pure story and a little girl how to take her adventure and with her friends help to pass the game.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It is a little morbid for children considering, yeah, she's pretty much dead. It is kind of a dream that she's living through as you play the game, but it's told in this really kind of fantasy, kind of rhyming kind of tone where it is very approachable to people of all ages. And it's kind of funny too as you play through. There's a bunch of quirky characters, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah, I feel it's very, very, and even the enemy is not as scary.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's really very pure fantasy story to me. And I like every time the enemy attacked her and her crown fell and she picked up right away, ready to fight again. This is pretty cool.
And you remind me of something, and I think this just goes into the graphics of the game, so we can talk about that. It's almost like watercolor graphics. Really like beautiful.
Water painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very beautiful. It's really, I feel like it's really created for children go through a story.
Yeah.
And also a lot of the 2D game to me, like you only can from left to the right.
Sure.
But this one, when you hit some point and you turn around,
go
back from the right to back to the left. This is pretty unique.
Yeah, and you learn pretty early on too. The game isn't like a traditional platformer because pretty early on you learn how to fly, and you can just fly through the levels, which I thought was really cool mechanically.
Much convenient. And you can, some of the places you can void it if you want to, you can void it and save your time to go to the next level. And the little friend, the light.
Yeah.
What is its name? I don't remember.
I can't remember right now, but
she called Light too.
Yeah, there's this little light buddy.
Buddy.
Yeah, that you control with the right stick, and you can light up different parts of the environment and solve puzzles with it too, like different kind of light-based puzzles. And you need to gain some stamina for this light. So if you use it too much, it's not that great. But it can also blind enemies, so you can like shine the light on an enemy you don't want to fight, and sometimes you can just walk right past the enemy. Yeah,
slow the enemy attack too during the fights.
Yeah, and I think that brings us to the next part, just the battle system overall. This is Yajing's first Ubisoft game, and you know, kind of what you were talking about, it could be for children. I think it's also definitely for adults, but I would have loved to have jumped into this back when I started playing games, because yeah, my first JRPG was Final Fantasy VII, the original, and this has JRPG battle mechanics based around this very kind of Western design and kind of aesthetic, but I think it melds really well together. You have this bar at the bottom of your screen that dictates who comes next to actually attack, and you can interrupt enemies while they're attacking.
They interrupt us too.
Yeah, and they interrupt you as well. That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm surprised that once they suddenly can speed up to reach the end ahead of us and to attack us first. But actually, should be our turn to attack them.
Sure.
So this is really surprise to me.
Yeah, and I think it's fun. It adds tension to the battles, and you know, we mentioned this little light that you control with the right-hand stick. There's different kind of plants throughout the world. Even in the battles, you see these plants, and you hover your light buddy over. I think his name's Ignatius or something, and yeah, he gets health for you while you're battling, which I thought was really fun.
Yeah, and also I think because the way how it battled, it's not a very easy game to beat. You do need some strategies.
Sure.
Yeah, sometimes you have to defend it yourself instead of attack. Yeah, depends.
Sure.
So it's not the beginning. I always think, oh, it's an easy game, but once I learned the way how they set it up, I just like, oh, you do need to have some brain to to play it.
Yeah, I think a fun story too was I'd beaten this game on Vita and the PS4. This is Yajing's first time through the game.
Yes.
But yeah, I was at work and she sent me a message and she said, I can't beat this puzzle. So yeah, maybe like an hour and a half later, I drove home and yeah, she literally was still stuck on this puzzle. And
yeah, I gave up.
Yeah, and I think this just shows like good game design, and this goes for a lot of games that we play. It's really you have everything that you need, but it's not readily apparent what you need to do. So yeah, I got home and just was like, oh, just shine your little light buddy right here.
Yeah, he solved in a minute.
Yeah.
I just like,
yeah.
That's how much struggle and you didn't take even a minute.
But it reminds me of when we reviewed Inside a few weeks ago.
Yes.
How it's very basic in terms of what you're given, but when you learn the actual strategy, you're like, oh, okay, and yeah, somehow you respect the game a little bit more because it tricked you, but it gave you everything you needed.
Yeah, it does trick me. But once you find out how easy to solve it, I just like, you know.
Sure.
You feel like the game played me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I exactly feel when the moment it was there.
So. Totally fair. But yeah, let's talk about the music and just kind of the sound design real quick.
The music is always there to make you feel like you are living in the fantasy story. And when she cannot fly, there was a moment she only can walk. I like the walk sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. And when the flies, pretty simple because it's pretty simple game. So I think they only have two main songs. The music, I mean, one is flying when you're walking around, and another one is the battering.
Sure.
Yeah, the battering, the music always the same.
Yeah. But I think it's nice, and it's definitely very atmospheric. And yeah, I enjoyed the sound design a lot in this game. I don't think it's really going to wow you in terms of like, you know, walking or, you know, taking a drive. You're not going to be humming any of these tunes.
No.
But it's definitely, it works well when you're playing the game, and it makes you feel like you're in, yeah, this fantasy kind of fairy tale world.
Yeah, once you can fly, you feel even more than that way. Even more that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a pretty short game. I'll just touch on that. Yeah, it's not a very long game. Thankfully, it's also not a very expensive game. I think you can find it on sale pretty commonly now. So I think that leads us to our final verdict.
Yeah, this one I want to give 3.
3 out of 5 stars?
3 out of 5, yes.
Okay, I was going to be a little bit more generous and give it a 4 out of 5 stars personally. I thought it was a good game for what you paid for it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But to compare with the because my mind was also thinking the other game we played earlier, the Inside. We just mentioned.
Sure.
I put these two, compare these two together. I like Inside more than this one. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's totally fair. You know, everybody has their own taste for games, and I think that's something that we really like when we're reviewing games, is just getting each other's thoughts, because in the past I've only had my thoughts about the games, and it's interesting hearing Jing talk about her takeaways, because yeah, we both enjoy some games kind of equally, and some games we really have different opinions on. And Child of Light, I think it's a good game, and I think it's worth playing. I enjoyed it a lot, but yeah, maybe you know, it's not for everybody. So with that gives us a 3.5 out of 5 star average on this one. So that will be our score. And yeah, we want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so please leave your comment below and let us know what other games you want we talk about it, we will do it, and how you like this game as well. So we will see you next time.
Yeah, and real quick before we go, as always with our throwback game reviews, next or later in this week, we're going to have a brand new video for you from Seoul, South Korea. So come travel with us, and yeah, we want to see you there. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah, we will see you next time.
Bye everyone.